she's married to him now. So who are you to say that?
I'm not saying
you should wait.
I'm not saying
when you're.
She should. I'm saying that's what Bishop's point is.
I was with him for a night after a month after we met, and we're married.
I'm
so
not
if
saying
it's
not
right,
impossible.
it's
right. But then there are things that you and I haven't gone through. That she's saying she has gone through. And if it wasn't significant, then she wouldn't have shared that with him.
But you've gone through relationships before you got married that were dysfunctional.
Okay, can I interject? We know we don't have to say.
Yes.
Right? That thing has been plaguing my life. So I feel like every decision that I make, whether it's good or bad, it goes back to that time in my life that I went through, which kind of molded my personality. So what happened was, after Bishop, asked me to do that, I thought about that every night, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, you know what, this is probably what I needed to do. And then I was like, I don't know if this is a natural thing for me. The analyzation of myself, looking at the numerology, I'm like, well, this is how I would naturally be. It's just that this person did something to me. They probably saw something in me as a kid because he was not, he was weird, or he just wanted to kill my spirit. Whatever the reason was.
He was sick in his own head?
Right.
In about a minute.
That's how you tell the difference.
Right. Not that you were exuding anything that you shouldn't have been.
Excuse me.
That was an unhealthy individual.
Okay.
It had nothing to do
But guys,
with you.
I'm not giving any excuses, or I'm not saying that was right or wrong.
No, I'm not saying. I just wanted you to know it had nothing to do
Right.
with what you were exuding or what you weren't exuding.
Right. No, I definitely. I know that. I take
Giving
no blame.
excuses for
No, I'm
him.
not giving excuses. No. Excuse me.
So, this person who was mentally ill did this to you,
Right.
and you say, well, if this didn't have
this
such an
didn't
effect,
happen-
it didn't happen to you and didn't affect who you are,
Right.
do you think that you would still make the same choices that you make today?
Right, because if you look at, a lot of strong women are sexually liberated women, and nothing happened to them, and they have, great relationships with men. I feel like every time something didn't go right with me, I blame that. When things happen, and I feel like men are attracted to me because I'm strong, I'm creative, I'm driven. A lot of guys who like driven women, they date me. But what happens is they meet me and I'm driven, and they see me in my circle, and they see me with my friends, and I have all this life. And then when I get with them, it's almost like I kind of hold on so tight because I'm like, oh my God, don't go anywhere, don't leave me. It's really my fault, and it's not the sex. It's just more of me holding on to something, me wanting to be in a relationship so bad that I kill the relationship before it starts. That's why I can't say 100% I'm going to give that up, because I think that for me, that's not really the issue. The issue is my fear of abandonment, and that's more of the reason why.
Right, but your fear of abandonment comes from something, a sexual event in your life.
Right?
Yes. I know somebody who had therapy because they were molested by their father. And she said that her therapist told her the reason why, especially women that get molested or sexually abused, need therapy is because whatever age you are, when you become violated, a part of you stays at that age. A part of you has never been able to mature in that way. You've never, have you ever taken the time to nourish that portion of who you are? And if you haven't, that
You mean the inner child?
Whatever it is that hinders itself in one's psyche.
Well, that's a part of the abandonment thing, because that's what that is. Okay, not a total absence of it, because I just think that's unnatural as human beings. I think that just for my circumstances, I should place more boundaries, as opposed to killing it, because I'll be killing a little part of myself, the natural part, not the abuse part,
So you
the natural
realize
part
you
of
have
me.
to slow down.
That's my whole thing is, okay, he was right to a certain extent, but for me, and I know after doing numerology and looking at myself, I'm like, wait a minute, there's so many similarities, and then looking at astrology and looking at everything, and just thinking about when I'm most happy. It's really not. Me not having sex won't cure anything. It's not going to help.
my child right now is having behavior problems, okay? I can't let him go to the things, like he loves playing sports. I can't continue to let him go to basketball, because then as time passes, he's going to become a young man and still have behavior issues, and then the system's going to fix him. So I have to cut him off from the things that he likes. Then he has to attack his behavior issues, and then once he fixes them, he can then get back to the things that he likes after he's learned to mold himself into who he needs to be.
I understand what you're saying.
Discipline.
But
exactly.
Right, it's the discipline. I agree
all
with
right,
that fully.
this is true, but this is why I understand exactly what you're saying, but my whole point is it's not the sexual part of me that's creating a bad relationship. I understand what you're saying, believe me, but I mean, to me it's apple and oranges, because it's behavioral in a sense.
Because you've never taken the time to know.
That's not the truth, though.
You've taken a year before?
Well, I don't. This whole year thing, it doesn't. I don't think I need a year. Like, okay, a year, 5 years, 2 years. What difference does it make? And I made this vow really without saying, should you make this vow? What is this going to accomplish? Or I basically took the vow in hopes to get a husband. It's the wrong reason to take a vow of chastity, because okay, well, hopefully if I stop having sex for a year, some guy will manifest itself and he'd be my husband. Guess what?
Well, it didn't have to be sex.
No.
It could have been sowing seeds another way. It's about sowing a seed.
But we're talking about sex.
Right, because that's your
the vow. We're not talking about anything else.
tendency that you had, that you were discussing with Bishop, right?
What I think I can take from it is setting boundaries, giving myself a time frame that I think is a natural time frame. Most companies give you a 3-month period before they give you insurance, so you should at least give yourself 3 months or more when you're meeting somebody, because that's going to give you insurance. That person is going to reveal himself. Within 3 months, you're going to find a pattern of person. This person's going to call out. This person's going to make excuses. This person's going to be late. Within 3 months, I can see, oh, this guy's not who he said he was. You know, he showed me his representative a month ago, but the real him has emerged within 3 months. So for me, that is a huge step for me, because I'm a person who I'm a free spirit, and maybe it's because of what happened, and I'm just thinking, you know what, life is short, I'm just gonna go with it, and I don't care. It's that energy that I need to suppress.